Yo, is someone a little excited or is it just me? Why I took a break from dating and why you should too. Now, I'm sure we've all been dating in 2024. It's really quite exhausting, if anything. You're swiping through Tinder, swiping through Hinge, swiping through everything. You're getting no luck. You're getting fat women. You're getting ugly women. You're not getting what you like. And I think sometimes I think at times that can be the best thing for you is to not get what you like. Sometimes in life you have to swallow the hard pill, and that is why I took a break from dating. I would spend hours on end, hours and hours and hours and hours and hours a day, swiping through Tinder, swiping through Hinge, never Bumble. But yeah, swiping through those apps, just wasting so much time, so much energy, just so much productivity that could be put into other things. And, a lot of the time it was fruitless. Like, yeah, we'll go to a bitch's house. Yeah, we would do our thing. But at the end of that, what's left? Half the time, you're feeling bad because you did below your standards. The other half of the time, it's like a one night stand or somebody you don't talk to for the next 2 or 3 months, or maybe you never talk to them again. And, what is the point of giving away your energy like that? There are a million other things you could be doing instead, instead of hooking up with this random girl that you met on a dating site. And that is the main reason that I took a break from dating. When you waste your time on things that don't give anything back to you, it's like you're filling up your cup with a decent sized hole at the bottom of it. It's pointless. It's like growing a tree with the wrong type of seed. It's fruitless. What are you doing? What's the point? I mean, if you really think about it, what do you gain from it? You could say, oh, I couldn't meet the love of my life. I mean, you could, but you could just meet somebody that gives you AIDS or somebody that kills you. Anything could happen when you're doing this. So that's why I would say you should definitely be picky about who you interact with on your day to day, who you're giving your energy to, who you give your time to, and who you decide to let into your circle. This is the smartest move you can make. I mean, it's good for your mental health. All that constant stimulation of being on those apps or fishing for the next hit, fishing for the next high, that can't be good for you. So it's probably definitely good for your mental health. Good for your wallet for sure. Because I know y'all niggas been on some dates and it's just like, oh, that is the quickest way to burn through some money is by taking somebody out. Nothing is more expensive. And I swear, when someone knows that you're paying for the food, nah, they be going crazy. They be getting everything. I took this girl out on Valentine's Day, right? This Valentine's Day actually, and every time I take her out, because we've been talking for a minute. Every time I take her out, she gets more than she can eat. She's 5'9", maybe 130, 140 pounds, but she's getting $70, $60, $70 shit, and I'm like, she don't ever eat it. But I'm not trying to be that nigga. I'm not trying to be like, oh, don't buy it if you're not gonna eat it. I'm not her dad, but at some point you do realize, why do they do this? What is it? Now, why did I choose to do this? Mostly burnout. I mean, most of the time I find myself dating people as a distraction or because I was bored and not because I actually liked them. And the thing about that is when you do stuff like that, you can really end up hurting someone's feelings. And I know some of y'all might be heartless out here, but that is definitely not me. I'm definitely a lover boy, a bleeding heart. That's definitely not my vibe. And dating out of boredom, again, it's fruitless. You're not dating to make this person your girlfriend, your wife. You're just dating to fuck, And half the time, they're not even someone you really want. A lot of time people are settling for things that they don't want because it's all they can get. So instead of settling for things that you want that you can't get, just level up so you can get what you want, bro. It's really as simple as that. Next, it definitely feels like a game. Apps, the texting strategies, oh, I'm going to read your message, but I'm not going to reply. I'm going to turn off my red receipts. I'm going to, play hard to get. It's just all transactional, It's tit for tat. If you do this, I'm going to react in this way. If you react in this way, then I'm going to react this way. And the next thing you know, y'all are beefing and leaving each other on red for days on end until it eventually fizzles out. And that's exhausting. I know y'all know that that's exhausting. That's not good for anybody. It's not good for them. It's not good for you. Who wins? Nobody wins. And when things feel transactional, that's a very good way for it to, really drain your energy. It's really taking, you know, the you're getting no return on your investment. I'll put it like that. You're putting in all this time, all this effort, not even into one girl. You can be dating several people, but then you're just splitting yourself between more things, more things to do, more money to spend, more accountability to take because, if you're hanging out with more than one girl at one time, you're going to forget their name. You're going to call them the wrong name or you're going to slip up. It's inevitable. Like, everyone's done it. I've done it more than once, like several times. Also, the main thing, it is a waste of time. The chase is what's motivating you to do this, but it's distracting you from your purpose. I realized I was spending hours swiping instead of improving myself. It's like the refrigerator or the cabinets. I would close the app, open it back up again 5 minutes later, expect to see something. Disappointment every single time. Every single time. It's disappointing every time you open these apps. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but I'm getting like maybe 2 likes a day, like if I'm lucky, and like 80% of the time, not my type. And I would say, okay, 20% of the time, it's a decent little thing. But still, even then, it's not like a home run or nothing. Unless you're like really, 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 really good at like pulling from these apps, you're wasting your time. Because think about it. If you get this girl pregnant, bro, if you're fucking her and you get her pregnant, someone you don't find attractive, someone you don't really know, you're bonded for life. What did Kanye say? 18 years? No, it's a lifetime. Your kids are gonna outlive you. So unless you're like a deadbeat dad, this is gonna be a lifelong commitment. So it's distracting, and you gotta think the risk to reward. Risk way up here. Reward if she's if she's like an 8, it's maybe up here. But then the child support evens that shit out. So it's really way down here. Risk is crazy. Reward is like mid to minimal. So you want to, stop wasting your time, improve yourself, have the reward be up here. The risk is still up here. The risk don't really change unless you like found the one, or at least someone that's not crazy, but you don't know that if you're just dating random people, But if you found the one, okay, risk is lower. But if you're just talking to somebody random, risk is super high, reward super low. If you're fucking someone below your standards, risk abysmal. Because then you're bonded for life, or you're a deadbeat dad. And me personally, not having a father, I just don't think I could be a deadbeat dad, like ever. I don't think I'd be able to live with myself if I knowingly had a child and then left it. I mean, I haven't had a child yet, so I might end up doing that, but hopefully I don't. Hopefully I don't. I might. You never know. This is just me giving advice, but from my perspective, this is why you should consider taking a break. Because they have more options than us. It's a numbers game. It's a numbers game. And it's a numbers game we're never going to have the advantage for. Because we got niggas simping out here, paying for OnlyFans, paying for more than OnlyFans, paying for weirder shit than OnlyFans. But yeah, for every one woman you're talking to, there's probably like 10 more just like you in her DMs. Flooding her with compliments, flooding her with, all the flights of fancy, any compliment you could think of, she's probably gotten already, unless you're like real smooth with it. But odds are you're probably not real smooth with it. You might be like okay smooth with it, but you're probably not like super smooth with it to be hitting her with some shit that she's never seen before. So you gotta think about it. For every one of you, she's getting 10 more. That's 9 more fingers. That's 10 times the amount for y'all that don't know math. That is not good numbers for you. That's 1 in 10. A 1 in 10 chance you get seen. The chance you get talked to, bro, 1 in a million. 1 in a billion. It's crazy. So you waste, first of all, it's always in their favor. Unless you're like, super handsome, super tall. Super handsome, super tall, like super rich, super charismatic. With social media, bro, it's harder. It's really, 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 really harder. And that's just what it is. So don't waste your time and don't waste your money. It's all going to add up. Think about it. If you spent all the money that you spent taking people out on dates, trying to get some, trying to be nasty, trying to be sinful and nasty, what could you have put that money towards instead? Could have put a down payment on like, a little clothing brand or something. You probably could have got you a '02 Honda Civic for that much. But what are you doing? You're spending it on Buca de Beppo for Stacy. Like, come on, bro. And the reason you're doing it is you're chasing validation. And most people don't even realize that that's why they're doing it. You gotta think, for what other reason would you be checking these, these dating apps or like hitting up random people like 10, 20 times a day? What are you seeking from that? What is the deeper intention behind it? You want validation. You want people to think that you get bitches. So you so you try to pop out and be seen with them, You want to be a man that, they're drawn to and not one that begs. You want to be someone that's naturally charismatic, not someone that has to force their charisma or their fucking riz, if that's what you want to call it. You want it to be natural. You want to be smooth. You want to be cool. You want to don't be stressing nothing too much. Y'all just be stressing it too much. Life is real long, no matter what stage of life you're in. If you're in high school, bro, you think that's your life right now? This is high school, bro. The rest of your life, this long, bro. Maybe longer with the way technology is going. Like, really, no rush, bro. Take your time, do your grind, get it up, get right. And, when you get the money, or when you get anything, when you can, really reach your goals and what you are striving to attain, I think with that comes a certain degree of confidence that people are naturally attracted to. Not even just women, just people are just naturally attracted to people who seem like, they can get what they want done. From the female perspective, this is how they might see it. Some of them are going to say, oh, loser, can't handle rejection. But that's not the case at all. This isn't about them. Not everything has to revolve around them. But if you're in that mindset, that might be how you see it. But you really shouldn't assume how other people are thinking. So, no, this isn't for them. This isn't in spite of them. This isn't even remove them from the equation. Dating could be a substitute for anything that you're really pouring your energy into and getting nothing out of. This could be like a bad addiction that you have, which I know some of y'all have. Particular vice, just anything like that. But this just happens to be why I'm taking a break from dating. Other people might respect it because they see how we're always expected to pursue, but we rarely feel pursued. Like, what's the last compliment you got that you can remember? Yes, you. I'm talking to you. Yeah. When's the last time you got a compliment? It's probably been a minute, right? We're not expected to, get these things. We don't think that a lot of us think we don't even deserve these things. And that just comes from, not only society, but an internal lack of self-worth or, an internal lack of compassion for ourselves. Think about it. If you saw that your bruh or your mans or whoever wasn't getting any kind of love from anybody, you'd probably say something to cheer them up, right? But a lot of times we can't extend ourselves that own compassion. And I find that a lot of the times I can't extend myself that own compassion. Like, a lot of the time I'm my own biggest critic. And it's probably the same way for like a lot of people too. So I really can't act like I'm special in that sense. But just because it's common doesn't mean it's not serious or, it's not something that you should take your time, to really, put in the work for and really divert some attention to. Because, there's some people in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s who still haven't learned to really accept themselves and, really give themselves a pat on the back. Sometimes that's all you need. And a lot of us have unrealistic expectations on, what we deserve. Some people think they deserve less. Some people can't see their value. Some people have been so brainwashed by the internet and social media that they'll only date like a 12 out of 10. Meanwhile, they don't go outside. They don't, have any real particular interests or hobbies, but they still think that they deserve the best. So I think that's another reason why you should, really take some time to work on yourself. What am I going to be focusing on instead? Everything. How about what you do for fun? Bitch, everything. No, but for real. Probably fitness, my health. You see, right now, a nigga is extremely fat. That's number one for real. My money and my career. I got like 5 bands in a bank account. I'm unemployed, so we'll see where I can get with that. Hobbies and personal growth. This will probably be my main hobby for real. I've always wanted to do this, and I've started and stopped so many times, but this time I realized it is a marathon, not a sprint. It's not a sprint. So yeah, I'm gonna start learning new skills, gonna start reading more, and just becoming a more interesting person overall. Because you know what's wrong with that. The worst case, worst thing that could happen, I'm stuck with myself for the rest of my life, and I'm just a better person. So three things I'm gonna be focused on more instead of getting bitches: health, money, and hobbies. Health, wealth, love, happiness. Y'all know Ty Lopez. Why you should consider. I mean, I don't know you, but if dating feels like a chore or a constant disappointment, maybe it's time you step away from it. It might be time for you to take a little break because you attract better people when you focus on yourself. You can catch more flies with honey than you would with shit. Right now, I mean, you're probably not shit right now, but you're probably not honey either, given like the grand scale of things. Instead of chasing, just build yourself up so you have options, so you don't have to be desperate, so you don't have to get some random girl pregnant and regret it for the rest of your life. Yeah, for now, I think I'm out. Serious dating can wait. Will not be back on the apps unless it's for like a video or something like that. But when I come back, the hoes gonna be flocking. And they're gonna be flocking to me. Did this change your mind? Do you think this is dumb? Have you ever taken a break yourself? I'm sure you have. And if you did, what were the effects? Let me know. Till then, peace out, niggas.